Okay, so the first thing in this problem, we know that we have 18 cups of tomatoes total. And then we've used 4 1/3 cups and 1 1/6 cups of tomatoes to make chili. And then we're going to take the rest and make 3 equal portions. What's left over after we use the 4 1/3 and the 1 1/6. So first we need to figure out how much we've used to see how much we have left to divide up. So let's add what we've used together. So we have to get a common denominator, and the least common denominator would be 6. So I'm going to use the least common denominator. So all I have to do is change the first one. And the way we do that is we say 3 times what would give me 6. So that would be 2. So 1 times 2 would be 2. So there's my common denominator. So I add that together and I get 5 and 3, 6. So that's how much we've used. This is how much we started with. So now what we have to do is take what we have started with and subtract what has been used to see what's left over. So let's take 18 cups minus 5 3, 6 cups. And I'm going to subtract down instead of across. So first of all, I could have simplified 5 3, 6 to divide it by 3. And so let's do that. Let's make that 5 1/2. So I'm going to erase that and change it to 1/2. It doesn't really matter, but I just like to simplify my fractions. So what I have to do is I have to borrow a whole from the 18, so that would be 17. And a whole 1 unit would be 2 over 2. Or 3 over 3, 4 over 4, 5 over 5, 6 over 6. But it makes sense to use 2 over 2, so we would have a common denominator. So now 2 minus 1 would be 1/2, and 17 minus 5 would be 12. So this is how much we have left over. Okay, so you have to kind of keep up with what's going on in this problem because there is a lot going on in this problem. So we started out with 18. We used 5 1/2. So we have 12 1/2 left over, and it says we're going to divide this. We're going to separate it into 3 equal portions. So we're dividing it by 3. When you separate something into 3 equal portions, you're dividing it up. So we're dividing what's left over by 3. So when you multiply or divide fractions, you have to change them to improper always. So we're going to say 2 times 12 plus 1. So 2 times 12 is 24, plus 1 would be 25 over 2. And then anytime you divide fractions, you always do keep, change, flip. Keep the first fraction, change division to multiplication, and that's the multiplication symbol I use, and then you flip. So that's the reciprocal. That's really the real mathematical term. So when you multiply across, you will get 25 over 6. Then we probably need to change that into a mixed fraction. So 6 will go into 25. We'll divide into 25 4 times. So that would be 24. So we would have 1 left over. That's your remainder. 1/6. And these are cups. So that is your final answer.